What are we gonna make a video about? So, this week we are going to be pressing longboards on episode 3 of a YouTube channel I've so lovingly entitled Boneless Bull Spit. Get a nice solid surface, a bit more solid base, and get 2 pieces of timber spaced out the right distance, and then you're going to be pressing however many layers of ply between those. So you'll put glue in between each of your layers, and then using a piece of timber. So ideally you'll be working to the end of your bench, so that way you can clamp underneath the bench, and you're just pressing the timber down into the middle of the board to create the concave through the middle of the deck. That is essentially what my press is doing when I press my longboards. I will move you over to my press now, and you can have a look as to how mine's a little bit more complicated than this basic idea. So this is the base for my longboard press. This is the longboard press that I use to make dancers. About 4 foot-ish, I don't know the exact measurements. This is 4 bits of softwood and a bit of 36mm MDF to make a solid base. As previously discussed, we have 2 pieces to create the concave in the board and 2 pieces to make the kicks when you come to the end. It has a plastic film on it, all the pieces, just to stop the boards sticking to the press. Then I have this piece, the mail. Yeah, let's call it that. It is essentially what we had before. It's a piece of timber. The fancy bits all the way around are just to keep even pressure throughout the board, especially where the trucks are mounted. We have a bit of hardboard with plastic cover on again for the same reason. Last but not least, we have this piece of scaffold tube, and the scaffold tube, more than anything, applies a lot of pressure in the middle of the board, because this piece of timber here will just bend if you clamp either end. So I clamp either ends of the scaffold tubes with these big G clamps like that, and it just keeps even pressure all the way through the board. That's my jig, and I'm going to make a few adaptations to the jig before we press the board. I'm not going to show you that because it's boring as fuck. But okay, everybody stop what they're doing. Thank you. Hello. So I pressed this longboard and then accidentally deleted the footage. So I figured, well, I'll press a second longboard. Let's do that. And that way I can show you all the content that I wanted to show you. But in the meantime, here's something that you probably didn't know I could do. Thank you very much. Back to you in the studio. The boards, this layer through here, you can see it goes down a bit in here and then comes up to the kicks. Let's try and get a bit lower. It's curved up across here, and then it drops down into the little where the truck's going to be mounted. It's fairly loose over here, but I've clamped it down here because I'm going to cut them off fairly short anyways. Let's get this one out, shall we? Alright, so this is what we got. This is what we're finished with. Yeah. We've got some little strange little shapes going on, but on the whole, like, this is pretty fucking cool. What have we got here? Makes sense. Check out my sexy tail pieces. That's what I spent all of last night doing. Hours and hours of it. Let's go pressing. I've put a couple of extra clamps on the kicks just to try and make them a little more solid, give them a bit more shape. The press is working really well, apart from the fact that it's buckled on this side. So when I come to press my next board, I need to replace this with some ply, which is a bit of a pain in the arse because it's like making an entirely new jig. That is big hail. Holy fuck, dude. I've got a little white cloth and I've been doing some little doodles on this board, but I've had something saved for a while now that I wanted to press onto a board, so that's what's going to happen with this one. This week I have pressed two longboards, the first of which looks like this. Alright, a little bit there. The design has nothing to do with me, that came out of an Adidas welcome box, but I thought it'd be cool. The shape has every little bit to do with me, and I wanted something dirty, I wanted something disgusting, I wanted something old school, I wanted something simple, I wanted something that will offend grumpy old people and make babies cry as I skate past, and that's why it's the shape that it is. It has super mellow kicks, it has a little bit of concave and a tiny little bit of camber from end to end to give you that extra little bit of bounce. I've done my fancy grip work on the top, the same as my skate deck, but in blue. I'll show you the second board. The second board I've only just got out of the press. It looks a little bit like this at the moment. This one has sort of curved tails, like spoon shaped almost. It's got a lot more camber from end to end, and it's actually a lot more rigid, like a lot less flexible. I'm probably gonna turn this into my player 2 board, like my guest board for when people come skate with me. I don't quite know what I'm gonna do with it yet, but yeah, that's the other board. These are the boards that I've been pressing this weekend.
Oh man, that was like